We are the anchors of Queer News Tonight, and this evening we discuss the queer headlines. Take Pride, a 100-year retrospective of LGBTQ+ milestones exhibit at Galleria, Fort Lauderdale, celebrates LGBTQ+ history from June 1st to 30th.
If re-elected, on day one of being president, Trump says he wants to reverse Joe Biden's transgender protections. Why are we not surprised?
Season 2 of AMC's Interview with the Vampire explore queer themes amidst vampire lore, featuring Louis, Claudia, and a new love interest.
Bud Light host Dylan Mulvane Backlash opts for cautious brand partnerships, fearing financial and controversy-related losses.
Orlando's One Magical Weekend hosts Riptide at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon, featuring DJ Paulo, DJ D Stu, water rides, and more.
Well, good evening. Welcome to Queer News Tonight. This is the world's first and only LGBTQ+ daily evening television news, broadcasting live and available on demand. Available on all smart televisions, including Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, Amazon Fire TV, Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook. It's time to queer up the news for Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. We are live and literally out of the closet and into the headlines. So many of your important stories we're going to tell this evening on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first live, daily LGBTQ evening news show, literally out of the closet and into the headlines on Queer News Tonight.
This is the world's first and only unedited live LGBTQ+ evening news show. Whatever happens unique in LGBTQ+ news, you will see it and hear it.
Hotspots Magazine Happening Out Television Network is a nonprofit 501c3 media company in the same model of PBS and NPR, but designed for the LGBTQ+ community. Our mission is to support the 11 pillars of our LGBTQ+ community. We want to inform and educate the key issues of our queer culture: the Black community, Latino, lesbians, and queer women, trans, students, youth, seniors, HIV, AIDS, healthcare, business, social justice, and faith. Help us support our community.
We are part of one of the largest LGBTQ+ nonprofit media companies in America, Hotspots Magazine and Happening Out Television Network. In 2024, our magazine is celebrating 40 years of the LGBTQ+ experience, and our television news, talk, and entertainment shows support our mission to educate the LGBTQ+ and broader community.
Let's meet tonight's anchors at Queer News Tonight. First, let's welcome Adrianna Tender, the program coordinator of Trans Inclusive Group and owner of Tender Loving Care Trans Mentoring. She serves on the National Board of Governors of the Human Rights Campaign and is vice president of the Dolphin Democrats and on the board of Black LGBTQ Liberation. Adrianna, the Dolphin Democrats' 42nd Anniversary Awards Gala is on May 18th at the Westin Hotel in Fort Lauderdale, so tell me, what's happening?
It's going to be an amazing night of philanthropy. We're going to be honoring a whole slew of wonderful advocates and politicians in the community. Maybe you know some of them, Chris Caputo, Jasmine McKenzie, Christine Hunchkovsky, Patty Lynn, and Nick Harris. It's going to be amazing. We're going to have a silent auction, and we're going to be raising money to get out the vote.
All right. Next, let's welcome Gregg Shapiro, an inductee into the Chicago LGBT Hall of Fame. Gregg's the author of 2 short story collections and 7 books of poetry. He's an entertainment journalist whose celebrities interviews and reviews run in a variety of print and online publications. Welcome, Gregg.
I'm so happy to be here with y'all. Thanks.
Next, let's welcome Anabel Lorente. She's the keyboard player and one of the songwriters for the band At the Starlight. She's been with the band since its creation in 2021. Anabel, Indie Pride's coming to Dania Beach on June 22nd, so tell me what's happening.
That's right. We're going to have an event with 5 bands, all with members and supporters of the LGBTQ community. And we are happy to put 2 things that need support together: indie music and the LGBTQ+.
And of course, this is tonight's lead anchor, David Hopkins. David is the vice president of the Lambda Men's Brotherhood, a local charity group that raises funds within the leather community. He is also the senior travel advisor for Happening Out Travel, the charity travel department of Hotspots Happening Out. David, the Red Party is coming to Ramrod on June 29th. Tell me about it.
Well, it's a major leather event originally from Columbus, Ohio. It's going to be featuring DJ Herbie James, who is an iconic DJ. He's DJ'd Winter Party, the White Party, Muscle Beach Party. It's going to be a blast of a night. Wear red and show up. So we are the reporters for Queer News Tonight, and this evening we begin with the queer headlines. The LGBTQ plus community in South Florida and across America is diverse. Our community across the world is vast, and here are the bullet points of the queer news for Tuesday, May 14th, 2024. First this evening, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Celebrate Pride Month with Take Pride exhibition at Galleria, Fort Lauderdale. In anticipation of Pride Month, History Fort Lauderdale is proud to announce the unveiling of the Take Pride, a 100-year retrospective LGBTQ plus milestones exhibition at Galleria, Fort Lauderdale, which will run through June during regular mall hours. To kick off this enlightening journey, a special ticketed preview reception will be held at the Galleria Fort Lauderdale on Thursday, May 30th. Hosted by the charismatic Faye What, known for the Faye What Show here on the Happening Out Television Network, this event promises an evening filled with special performances and a ceremony honoring 10 remarkable business and community leaders. Guest performers include Velvet Lenore, Vaz Allen, and DJ Jay McCracken, and tickets for this exclusive event are priced at $50 per person. Honorees of the event include names like Andy Raga of Island Say Stage, David Jobin of the R Fund Foundation, famous entertainer Erica Norell, Jacqueline Lorber of the South Florida Symphony Orchestra, Bravo's top chef Josie Smith-Malav, Mark Gilbert of the Outshine Film Festival, Misty Eyes of Sunserve, Robert Boo of the Pride Center at Quality Park, Sean Palacios, also known as Kitty Meow, and Stephen Evans of Outclick Magazine. The event will also host the Miss Florida FI Pageant Wall of Fame, showcasing 53 years of winning title holders. This groundbreaking exhibition celebrates local achievements and delves into pivotal moments in national, state, and local LGBTQ plus history. For more information and to purchase tickets for the preview reception, please visit historyfortlauderdale.org. Every year, History Fort Lauderdale and the Galleria Mall present a different exhibit, and it's always an amazing setup. It's not just like a small little thing. They take a whole hallway of the mall and turn it into a museum celebrating us and our community. I can't wait to see this one.
And I remember we did the show live there one year, which was so cool. It was amazing. I have to say, I admire that they do that. The folks at the Galleria hosting this every year. It's not something you would expect to see at sort of like this upscale shopping mall, but it's really wonderful to do it. And as for the honorees, it's really great to see a lot of familiar faces. Andy Rogo, David Jobin, Jacqueline Lorber. These are people, but Lorber's been on the show here. Of course, Chef Josie, who's on here regularly, and Mark Gilbert and Sean Palacios. It's great that they're getting the recognition they deserve.
Yeah, I went. I think they had it last year, and I went. It was amazing, and I'm excited to see the wall of the Miss Floridas. I've been watching Miss Florida ever since I was 21 years old, and I'm 22 now. Of course, yes. But so I can't wait to see that wall. But I love Robert Boo, and I've known Erica since I moved here in '97, and all of the amazing work that Misty Eyes does and Kitty Meow. Oh my gosh, there's just so many of the people that I know and respect and that do so much amazing work here in Wilton Manors. So I'm really excited to see.
Yeah, this looks like a great event. I have never been, so I'm looking forward to joining this year and participating because this looks pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And the exhibit is free after the reception, so anyone can go to the mall and see it. The reception,
whole month.
Yeah, for the whole month. The reception event is just the VIP event. They'll have entertainment and stuff, but I recommend anyone who's in South Florida go by the Galleria Mall and go check it out. It's a really cool tribute to our local community.
Next, let's clear up politics. Trump pledges to overturn Biden's transgender protections on first day in office. If Donald Trump wins the presidency in November, he will reverse President Joe Biden's transgender protections. On day one, speaking on the Kayal and Company radio talk show in Philadelphia, Trump criticized current policies allowing transgender individuals to participate in sports and use facilities aligned with their gender identity. He stated, quote, "The world is like a cuckoo's nest right now," end quote, referring to men playing in women's sports, among other issues. Co-host Don Steinsland discussed concerns about biological boys in girls' locker rooms due to Biden's Title IX rule, which goes into effect on August 1st. This rule expands the definition of sex discrimination to include gender identity and sexual orientation, granting trans and non-binary students right to use facilities matching their gender identity. 20 Republican-led states have opposed the rule, filing lawsuits or vowing non-compliance. Talking about the rule, Trump said, quote, "We're going to end it on day one. The whole thing is crazy," end quote. He emphasized that parents should not worry about trans students in locker rooms. Trump, who previously enacted anti-trans policies during his presidency, plans to issue an executive order reversing Biden's protections. In the same interview, Trump also criticized Biden's handling of the Israel-Hamas conflict, immigration policies, and the stock market, calling Biden the worst president in U.S. history.
Because of Biden's manipulation of Title IX, these kids, the school boards, have no choice. They're meeting right now. Many of them perplexed, and they don't know what to do, Mr. President, because they're so upset over this that as of August 1st, a biological boy can change in a locker room, a dressing room.
It's crazy. Crazy.
What would you do
on day one? Don't forget that was done as an order from the president. That came down as an executive order. And we're going to change it on day one. It's going to be changed. We're going to end it. That's right. Boys can go into girls' locker rooms. The whole thing is crazy. Look, it's like men playing in women's sports. It's like open borders for the world to come in, send all their prisoners. We'll take as many as you can give us. Send all their people from mental institutions. No, we'll get that changed. Tell your people not to worry about it. It'll be signed on day one. It'll be terminated.
Just the sound of his voice irritates the living daylights out of me. There's just so much I could say. When he was talking about Biden being the worst president in history, I think that Trump has that. So he needs to just shut up. When we think about the January 6th insurrection, when we talk about the fact that he had foreign countries participating in our elections, trying to get him elected, and him handling the COVID-19 pandemic and all of those thousands and thousands of deaths due to him because he said that it wasn't even a thing.
Well, and on the Title IX issues, every trans woman I know has talked about how as soon as they started hormone replacement therapy, they lost all their strength. We talked about Misty Eyes earlier. I know when she first started, she had to have help just moving her furniture around to vacuum her living room, which she used to have no problems with. Women who are transgender women who are in the process of starting therapy, hormone therapy, and even afterwards, they don't have the strength of a cisgender male. They don't have the strength of a cisgender woman most of the time. That and the whole bathroom issue, they're complaining about, this is very much targeting trans women. Trans men don't get this target. If Laith Ashley walked into a women's room, people would have a fit because he's a very attractive man, happens to be transgender, but it's all targeting transgender women. Transgender men in sports happens all the time. They compete well, but it's not the target. They're going after the women, especially the women of color.
Well, when he talks about the locker rooms and the women, okay, what about the stories of him going into during the Miss America pageants and he'd walk back there, that sexual predator, they allowed that sexual predator, rapist, pervert to go back there and ogle the contestants
He wanted to
as they were getting... Yes.
And by the pussy.
And here's the other thing. May there never be a day one of a second presidential term of that decrepit, crooked, dirty, adult diaper-wearing, withering scumbag. May it never happen.
Tell us how you real feel, Greg.
I just don't know. I don't want to change the subject, but I recently went and advocated on the behalf of trans people at the Capitol for Lobby Days, and I got to speak with some of our congressmen and representatives there, and we went to speak to Marco Rubio. So we didn't get a chance to speak to Marco Rubio, but we did get a chance to speak to his staff and his representative, and some of them were. There were like 2 trans people that were practically crying when we left. And I was there and I'm like, you know, someone was like, excuse me, do you think that she should be would you feel comfortable with her in the bathroom with you? Do you want her in the bathroom with you? And he's like, I didn't say that. And, you know, he just kept on, you know, going on. And I think that people see these interpretations that they see online, where they have these bearded men that are going into the bathroom where our young girls are. And even myself, I've been trans since I've been living as a woman since I was 19 years old, and I'm 49. And I have never had a problem ever in the bathroom. And I've never known of anyone having problems into the bathroom until we started seeing the Republican Party talk about these issues. And I just feel like why don't you just talk about some real issues like our infrastructure and our education and our insurance rates and you can't even purchase a house here in Florida. Why can't we talk about some of these things instead of trying to pick on one of the most marginalized communities that they are?
I gotta say, all lives matter.
For sure.
Next, let's queer up entertainment. AMC's Interview with the Vampire Season 2 premieres with greater drama and queer themes.
Who are you, Louis?
I'm the reticent vampire of the night there on D Small. I walk the night, capturing disappointment and regret. Wait, stop the tape. We should get every detail right.
I'm listening.
Come and bring the petite beauty.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Théâtre des Vampires.
Perhaps this would be a time to take a break, Louis.
It's different here. I love it. I never want to leave.
The Coven has grand designs for her.
Who's that handsome man on the wall?
The finest actor ever to walk our stage, Lestat de Leoncourt.
We both now exist in 2 different worlds.
The Coven Master has the power of life and death. Will you abide by the laws?
I will.
You've remembered.
Claudia, I'm remembering it now.
The much anticipated second season of AMC's Interview with the Vampire promises to be bigger, grander, and gayer. The new season premiered this week. This series, an adaptation of Anne Rice's 1976 novel, delves deep into the inherent queerness of vampirism, moving it from subtext to canon. Queer audiences have long been drawn to horror, finding a unique thrill in the genre's blend of escapism and emotional intensity. Vampires, in particular, embody a queer allure. They seduce indiscriminately and live outside societal norms, embodying the struggle and freedom of many LGBTQ+ individuals. In Season 2, Louis and Claudia, now free from their elders' control, search for their vampiric kin in Europe during World War II. Louis, still nursing his wounds from the brutal breakup with Lestat, finds a new lover in Armand, a vampire with a complex past of his own. It's a tangled love triangle you won't want to miss. Showrunner Rolling Jones teases that this season will amplify the series' grandness and emotional depth. Fans can expect more of the soap opera-like drama that has made the show irresistible, with age-old vampires navigating love and loss in a world that mirrors our own. New episodes will air every Sunday live on AMC and AMC Plus for a total of 8 episodes. Being the biggest sci-fi fan that I am, I cannot believe I have never watched this show. And as soon as I get home, I'm going to start watching.
I've read the books, and it wasn't really subtext in the books. Now, the movie version that came out in the 90s with Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, they just kind of alluded to sexuality. But in the books, it's very graphic, and this show definitely is following that feeling of the sensuality of the vampires. That was a big part of the allure of the story.
So it goes back and forth present day, because there were the scenes with Eric Bogosian interviewing him.
Well, because it is the interview with the vampire.
Look at that. So clever. Very clever. But I also love the fact that they're not two white guys. Like in the movie, that they've actually added the race aspect to it. And I think that really cranks it up, yeah.
Well, I'm just sitting here batting my lashes because I think I'm the only one at the table that watches it.
Okay, spill.
But I love it. I sat and I binged the first season probably about, I don't know, maybe like 4 months ago. And it was amazing. And like you said, I love the fact that they were an interracial couple and that they actually showed all of the queerness and all the stuff that was going on back in the day. Instead of just wiping over it and watering it down. It was really nitty gritty. It had me crying at times. And I mean, just to see all of the passion that these two men had for each other. And, it was like a real relationship where you could see like 1 minute where they were like, they really loved each other and they wanted to be up underneath each other. And the next minute it was kind of like,
Like in real life.
It was just it was in real life. Like an old married couple.
But I was thinking about how True Blood was also very queer.
Yes.
And do you think, is this as queer as True Blood, do you think?
Knowing the books, I would say it shows a lot more of the passion and the...
Okay.
True Blood was very sexual, but it was kind of 2-dimensional.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I
don't even think I've seen True Blood, so...
Oh, you have to see True Blood, for sure. Next, let's queer up business. Bud Light adopts cautious approach after last year's backlash over Dylan Mulvaney partnership. In the wake of a firestorm caused by its collaboration with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney, Bud Light is retreating from controversy, opting for a more cautious approach to its brand partnerships. Jason Warner, CEO of the European arm of Anheuser-Busch InBev, Bud Light's parent company, revealed to The Telegraph that the beer giant plans to stay in our lane moving forward. The decision follows a tumultuous period for the brand, triggered by its brief association with Dylan Mulvaney. The influencer's promotion of custom Bud Light cans featuring her image drew ire from both anti-LGBTQ+ factions and members of the LGBTQ+ community who criticized Bud Light's handling of the backlash. Mulvaney's Instagram post on April 1st, 2023, showcasing the personalized Bud Light cans, sparked a wave of conservative outrage. Videos surfaced of individuals pouring out or destroying Bud Light products, accompanied by baseless accusations of pedophilia against Mulvaney. Republican Senators Ted Cruz and Marsha Blackburn launched an investigation into the partnership, alleging potential violations of advertising regulations. Amidst the mounting pressure, Bud Light's response failed to satisfy either side of the controversy. Anheuser-Busch's statement emphasizing unity fell short of quelling the storm of criticism. The repercussions were financial as well. Bud Light reportedly incurred losses of approximately $1.4 billion amidst the turmoil. Clearly, Bud Light is scared of history repeating itself and taking every possible measure to avoid it. As we approach June Pride Month, Queer News Tonight will be following business responses to the LGBTQ+ community. Well, as a lifelong non-drinker, it's hard for me to have any sympathy for Bud Light, and even less compassion for those fragile egos of those who drank that swill and then boycotted it. Still, I do hope that corporations who have supported our community in the past will continue to do so, and hopefully in even greater numbers.
And to point out, this was one can sent to one influencer to start the outcry. But similar cans were sent to other social media influencers, but no one paid attention to that. But because Dylan Mulvaney was a trans woman, everybody had a fit. Right. Bud Light's response did create a lot of backlash. For example, one of the biggest gay bar coalitions in Chicago, the Two Bears Tavern Company, who owned Two Bears Tavern, the Sofo Tap, the Meeting House, and Jackhammer, stopped serving Anheuser-Busch products after that.
Right. Shows the power of our community, too.
I can't stand when businesses or organizations try to befriend our community or try to say they're standing up for our community, and then when it gets a little hot and heated, they back away.
Right.
I'm not even a fan of organizations and businesses that try to do stuff just for June. I kind of equate that to, businesses and organizations cradling the Black community only in February. I think that's bullcocky. If you're going to, if you want to further our initiatives and be part of our community or just be our ally, then I think you should do it year round, not just for 1 month.
Exactly. Next, let's queer up gay culture. One Magical Weekend Riptide event set to make waves at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon, May 31st. One Magical Weekend, Orlando's renowned LGBTQ+ pride and music extravaganza, is gearing up for an unforgettable celebration this year. Mark your calendars for May 31st, when Riptide, the highlight event, will take place at Disney's Typhoon Lagoon Water Park. OMW's Riptide is the largest LGBTQ+ water theme park party in the world. Headlining the main stage is none other than DJ Paolo, while DJ D-Stu will be rocking the Bear Lagoon stage. Attendees can look forward to an electrifying atmosphere where they can dance to pulsating beats, enjoy exhilarating water rides, and luxuriate in private cabanas. With thousands expected to attend, Riptide stands as the largest LGBTQ+ water park party globally. Hotspots Happening Out proudly stands as one of the event's presenting sponsors, adding to the excitement. This exclusive night promises a plethora of attractions, including world-class water rides, a sprawling wave pool, a lazy river for leisurely floats, 43 bars, 4 food stalls, and designated chill-out zones, a water park playground for everyone to revel in. For those seeking a VIP experience, private beachcomber cabanas accommodating up to 12 people are available. For further information and to secure your spot, visit onemagicalweekend.com and prepare for an enchanting night of celebration and unity. I love this event. I have gone. This picture right now is from 2012 when I was with the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. You can see me with the white face and the white veil behind the boys. As a matter of fact, the little Twinkie boy bent over is Miss Athena Dion, not in drag. The one with the pink bathing suit is Misty Eyes. That was a fantastic night. DJ D-Stu is down here all the time. He's going to be at the Eagle the weekend before. I can't wait to see him at the beach party as well. This is such a fun party for everyone. And, you know, you see a lot of the pictures. It's all the circuit boys, the muscle, but everyone goes to this. Like I said, they have a Bear Lagoon this year. It's so much fun. It is one of the don't miss parties of the year. It's a water park with all gay people at night. It's a blast.
You know, it's funny you mentioned that because while you were talking about it, I'm like, I don't like water parks. But then you started talking about the food, and it's like, you know, there is something there for everybody, whether you like the water or not.
And I'm a big foodie too, so I would definitely go for the food. But at the same time, I love water parks. I have not gone to a water park since, what is it, up in Riviera?
Yes.
Rapids.
Is it still there?
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
I went up maybe like 5 years ago. It was amazing. So I would probably get my boyfriend and both get our thongs and, you know, head out.
Yeah, that lazy river. That's my idea of a water park.
And it's especially fun at a gay party when it's just like man soup. So, next, join us as we travel where the hills are alive in a special trip to Alpine Europe. See Austria, Switzerland, Alpine Italy, and more. You'll visit Munich and see the Gay Days 10 and Oktoberfest, as well as visit locations from the Sound of Music. Find out more at happeningout.travel/Oktoberfest.
Next, we are proud of our special partnership with Sunshine Cathedral, the world's largest queer church here in Fort Lauderdale. Supporting that partnership, we are broadcasting from our permanent set here at Sunshine Cathedral at the Happening Out television studios. We broadcast Sunshine Cathedral's Sunday International Service at 10:30 a.m.
We finish tonight's Queer News headlines with a segment we call LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up trans rights. Former white nationalist leader R. Derek Black comes out as transgender in new book. Former white nationalist leader R. Derek Black, author of The Klansman's Son, My Journey from White Nationalism to Anti-Racism, reveals a deeply personal revelation in the book's epilogue. Black discloses their transgender identity while reflecting on childhood experiences of being mistaken for a girl due to long hair. Black's father is the ex-KKK Grand Wizard Don Black. Story anchor first.
This is live.
I'm sorry. I don't have a comment.
It's a case of, methinks the lady doth protest too much. It seems like the ones screaming the loudest against our community are frequently the closet cases.
Well, and isn't this always the way? I'm surprised they didn't become a Hasidic Jew while they were at it.
Well, next in LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Wilton Manors Art Walk, last chance to explore season's finest artistry on May 18th. The Wilton Manors Art Walk will be held on Saturday, May 18th on Wilton Drive. This free public event will span 5 galleries, including the Hotspots Happening Out Gallery with Dennis Dean. This is the last art walk of the season and will feature amazing beats by DJs Rudy Artavia and Joey Brown. Further information is available on hotspotsmagazine.com. I love the art walk. Artists from all over South Florida set booths along the drive. You can see the galleries. Joey Brown's a dear friend of mine. I love his music. It's a really fun, free event. Great way to get out in the community.
Am I the only one who wishes the Wilton Manors Art Walk was year-round? Like, why do they stop it in May? I really like it, so make it year-round.
It's really, really nice, and I love all of Dennis Dean's work. Oh, it's amazing.
LGBTQ+ 1 Minute News. Let's queer up gay culture. The world celebrates the International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia on May 17th. The International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia 2024 has a theme of no one left behind, equality, freedom, and justice for all. Despite significant progress in protecting LGBTQ+ rights, challenges persist, underscoring the need for continued advocacy and support. The day has been celebrated each year on May 17th since 2004. It is a reminder and invitation to encourage efforts to strengthen LGBTQ+ rights and health across the globe. It is so important. And this is something that it should have started earlier. But hey, since 2004. That's a good 20 years. That's great. Let's keep it going.
And every day should be International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia, and Biphobia. Every day.
Especially within our own community, there's so much biphobia and transphobia. It's just as important within as it is without.
Truly.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Mix, mingle, and win at the GFL GLCC May Mixer on May 21st. Join the Greater Fort Lauderdale LGBT Chamber of Commerce at Courtyard Fort Lauderdale downtown's Easton Rooftop Pool and Lounge for the May Mixer on the 21st. Enjoy a complimentary welcome drink, hors d'oeuvres, $5 happy hour specials, and a chance to win a 2-night stay with valet parking. The event is sponsored by Courtyard Fort Lauderdale Downtown and Hotspots Happening Out. For further information, visit gogayfortlauderdale.com. Well, I've certainly added the date to my calendar.
I love that the Courtyard downtown is so supportive of our community. They do the Flockfest pool parties quarterly. It's a great, safe location for our community. It's close to everything. Definitely worth going just to win the free 2-night stay.
Yeah, I've gone to a couple of those events. I'll make sure that I'm at the one on May 21st.
Yeah,
May 21st.
I'll be there.
21st.
LGBTQ plus 1 minute news. Let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Celebrate Indie Pride 2024. Music, art, and community support in Dania Beach on June 22nd. Join the celebration at Indie Pride 2024, hosted by At the Starlight on June 22nd at My Mama's Books, Records, and Cafe, Dania Beach. Enjoy performances by At the Starlight, Hennessy's, 33 Lions, After the Sunset, and Baby Gold. Experience vendors, artists, raffles, and more. You can attend the event by paying a $10 cover charge, and all proceeds benefit the Pride Center at Equality Park. Don't miss it. Further information is available online at Eventbrite.
At the Starlight presents Indie Pride 2024, a safe space to celebrate the LGBTQ plus community. 5 bands at the Starlight. Hennessy's. 33 Lions. After the Sunset. And Baby Gold.
Told you to be patient, and I told you to be kind.
Come experience vendors, artists, raffles, and non-profit organizations on Saturday, June 22nd, 2024 at My Mama's Books, Records, and Cafe, located at 218 East Dania Beach Boulevard in Dania Beach from 1 to 5:30 p.m. There is a $10 cover charge. Tickets at the door or online at eventbrite.com. All proceeds from ticket sales and raffles will be donated to the Pride Center at Equality Park. This is an event created for you. See you there.
I love anything that supports independent artists, whether it's music, painting, any kind of art. Fantastic. Can't wait for this event. And it was great to see someone familiar in that video.
Yeah. Somebody at the table over there.
That's right. Yes, we're so happy. This is our first time doing this. The band has been together for a while, but we thought to ourselves, if no one's doing it, why don't we do it? Why don't we put together an event that brings indie bands together and the LGBTQ plus community together and support the nonprofits that are out there doing something for our community. So that's why the event is going on. Hopefully it's the first of many. So see you guys there.
And before the show, you were mentioning that the funds are for a specific initiative at the Pride Center as well.
That's correct. All the profits are going to go to the wellness program at the Pride Center at Equality Park.
Nice. I've added that date to my calendar too.
Great. See you there.
And that is today's news for the LGBTQ plus community on the world's first and only daily LGBTQ plus evening news show. If our community is important to you, share this news with your friends and family. Are you, like most of America, part of our very large television audience watching this live LGBTQ plus news broadcast right now on Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and Amazon Fire TV?
Queer News Tonight is the only live LGBTQ plus digital television show in the world that is out of the closet and into the headlines. We need your support. If our community is to grow, we must tell our stories and bring them to the attention of the broader world.
This is the only place in the world that tells these types of LGBTQ plus stories in motion and sound. That is the passion of Hotspots Magazine, Happening Out Television Network, and Queer News Tonight.
I'm your anchor, David Hopkins, and on behalf of these LGBTQ plus reporters, the anchors of Queer News Tonight, including Adrianna Tender, Anabel Lorente, and Gregg Shapiro, we'll see you daily at 8 p.m. To our LGBTQ plus world, we wish you good night.
Good night.